Hey, how y'all doing? This is the Golden Hour interview. My name is Sir Karri, and I'm here with Alanna Hinds.
That's correct.
So let's talk about some of the businesses that you're in, or
Yeah.
most specifically like ZoCal. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So it's a CBD skincare company that's kind of based around more so of a movement within women empowerment and plant equality. So more so just not just cannabis that's incorporated into these products. We are wanting to get moringa put into them. I'm also like a mentee for the program that she's doing, which is, so she has a mentorship group and I'm one of her mentees, and that's what's really valuable to me, being a part of that company as well. Just building confidence and, basic professional skills.
That's cool that it goes a lot deeper than, weed.
Right, exactly. But the weed's fun too,
right,
of course, and I'm really blessed to be a part of the cannabis community, especially. Really building it from the ground up. I know some other individuals in the space, obviously buy into it just like any other business, but the ones who have really done it from the ground up, caring about the legislation and where the industry is going as a whole, it makes a difference. And it's awesome that it gets to be in San Diego too. So.
Right, exactly. It's a great foundation, a great place to be, especially being a tourist location. I feel like a lot of influence can spread that way.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, what actually made you want to get into this type of industry specifically?
That is a loaded question. Okay, so I guess one part of it is that throughout all the ups and downs of just life, cannabis was always there. Whether it was a distraction or whether I was using it correctly and medicinally as a medicine, although all use is therapeutic, when you're using it a little in excess, right? So it was always there for me. And when I was attending SDSU, I was in a graduate course that was actually focused on war and the concepts behind it. And in that class I learned about hemp for victory, so them bringing back hemp to help the war effort at the time. And I was like, how do you bring it back, but it's today illegal? I'm like, so you knew it was wrong then, but you did nothing to change it. And I was like, that's wrong. And hemp is really the part about cannabis, at least in my opinion, that they really wanted to suppress. It can replace a lot of the unsustainable industries that there are today. Fuel, paper, plastic, you name it, it can replace them. So that's really what I want to help build, and I think San Diego and the US can definitely catch up, keep up, and surpass a lot of other world leaders in that.
Most definitely. And I hope that everyone watching this is grateful for the super dope history lesson we got. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't expecting it, and I'm so happy I got it. Because although I do smoke my fair share of weed, I definitely am not as up on the history of everything behind it as I maybe should be. Because I try to advocate as well for it. But with that being said as well too, I think it's great that you break it down to literally like an environmental scale. Because it does go that deep, and there's a lot of conversations, of course, that need to be had in the world. There's a lot of wrongs that need to be righted, but at the same time, if we don't have a place to even have this conversation, it's almost like, what's the point, right?
Absolutely. And it's so funny that you bring up the environmental awareness aspect of it, because there was just a strike that kids aren't going to school. I'm not sure where. I just know that the leader is her name's Greta. I follow her on Instagram, that's why I know. She's maybe 7, 8 years old, decided not to go to school because she was like, if our political leaders don't care enough about our future, why should we go to school? We have to do things to fix our planet first. Because there won't be a planet for me to go to school in the future, our future children, if we don't care now. So that's really, thank you for bringing that up.
Oh no, but this is very true, and I didn't know about that, so thank you for informing me. If you didn't know about that, you know now. You know what I mean? With that being said, your Instagram handle is The Planet's Patient. Let's talk about that, right, real quick.
Okay.
What inspired that?
So I was going to school. I was 21 years old, going out on the weekends, drinking and doing my regular stuff.
Yep.
And I went to bed one night, and I was kind of blurry vision, and I thought it was alcohol. And I was like, whatever, just blew it off. And I woke up the next morning, and I couldn't see anything. So it's kind of like seeing 2 of everything, and then like I couldn't shake out of it, and I was like, I need to go to the hospital. So my friend rushed me to the ER, and the I guess the staff, you could say there, had no idea what was wrong with me. They're like, we don't know. They tested my eyes for like 3 hours. I was there. They couldn't figure it out. So eventually, they sent me to a specialist, as per usual. And he had diagnosed me with a rare chronic autoimmune neuromuscular disease called myasthenia gravis. And it's characterized by fluctuating muscle weakness, but ranging in severity. For me, it caused double vision, so I can, if I covered an eye, I can see out of it, but it also causes super droopy eyelids, like your eyelids won't work. And then they prescribed me, I don't even know how to say it, but it was an immunosuppressant, so obviously it suppresses your immune system. So I got sick a lot, and that was no fun. So on top of that, I was told that this prescription with long-term use would put me at the risk of getting blood cancer. And I was like, okay, like thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm 21 years old, and you're telling me I have to take this for the rest of my life. So you're basically telling me I'm gonna get blood cancer, right? So I'm like, okay, this is not good. And I was like, and so, I hate bringing it up, but I already lost my mother due to breast cancer and her going through the chemotherapy treatment and radiation, and then eventually going to the hospice. And so I was like, I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my future. I don't want to put my family through that again. And it's like, for what reason? Because the doctor's telling me I have to do this. I'm like, there has to be something else. There has to be something else. So I literally just stopped taking it, and I was just like, I can't. I'm not going to. So my family was really upset with me at the time, but luckily I found holistic doctors on Instagram. Like, I swear by Instagram. So, and it like saved my life, really. Her name is Dr. Jess. She's a medical doctor turned naturopathic doctor. And so she's super knowledgeable in everything, and so she creates this line of supplements. And she has a kill, bind, sweat protocol. And it's basically where you have to kill whatever the bad stuff is, whether it's parasites or mold, whatever it is that caused it. You have to kill it, you have to bind it. So it's like a heavy metal master is what she has within her product line. And after that, you have to sweat it out, release the toxins from your body. And with that, obviously, you have to change your diet. It's not fun, but you have to make these lifestyle changes, because without them, you have to go the conventional route. You have to do things traditionally if you're not willing to change. So just stepping into myself and just like, no, like, I have to do this for me. Like, what is the other option here? And so sometimes my symptoms come back, but it's really just turning to the planet for the answer, because it's either your environment, your physiological stress, maybe. Everything can be worked through, I believe.
A lot of sentimental meaning behind that handle.
Yeah.
I can't say the same about mine.
But that's okay. It's all fun. I mean, you have to make it fun for yourself.
I have an event coming up. It's called Women's Wellness Wednesday. Right? Give me a little bit of information about that.
Okay, well, it's hosted by Cannapride, which is a CBD company local to here, San Diego. And I love them. So make sure you give them a follow. So they're hosting it. I'm one of the featured guest speakers here. Okay. And I'm just going to be basically going over the basics of cannabis. I really wanted to kind of be like a parental kind of introduction, because I feel like a lot of points are typically missed at conventions and expos. They don't always even attract the audience that really needs to hear it. So I think this is more of an intimate kind of thing, especially for us women. March is International Women's History Month. So it's like, why not play off that as well, and get more women involved, educated, and just, bring them into the community and see what it has to offer. Because we have amazing vendors coming, raffle prizes, and giveaways. And yeah, what else do you want?
You're right.
Wine. Just kidding. There's gonna be wine.
Hey, there you go. That's the big W right there. So with all that being said, what's the date exactly of that event?
So it will be April 3rd.
Okay.
Which is a Wednesday from 4 to 8 p.m. The tickets are $10.
Okay.
And they are available on eventhigh.io.
Okay, positive. That's dope. And of course, where can they find you?
Oh, well, they can find me on Instagram at The Planet's Patient. So, yeah, they can find me.
I gotta say, like, I mean, I've asked so many people their Instagram handles, and like, oh man, like I'm gonna remember that forever, for sure. Yeah, but with that being said, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to see you.
Yeah, we're excited for your event as well. Make sure you go April 3rd. Make sure you follow Miss Alanna Hinds at the Planet's. Yeah, the Planet's Patient. I was right? Oh, I was like, oh man, I was just talking about that.
Caught.
Can we get a shout out to 619? Is that cool?
Of course. Shout out to 619. Thank you so much for having me.
Most definitely. This is a golden hour interview. That time has come, and we're out. Hey.